Hello everyone, this is Kaifu here with game 1 in the series between yours truly and Charles. With Charles on my right side is playing Yujutsu the World Tree, while on your left side you have yours truly, aka Kaifu, is playing Reflect Refrain Sacred Beast. Now, as I said before in my previous match, Reflect Refrain Sacred Beast has only one common goal or one common strategy. They always do try to drop Hulong on the early game, mid game and late game and gain a lot of advantages from those sacred beasts being called out from Hulong itself. For those who don't know, Hulong has the ability to call out all 4 sacred beasts out from the deck depending which color you pay for it. So pretty much you pay all 4 color, which is white, blue, red and green. You'll get all 4 sacred beasts on the battlefield and gain a lot of the enter ability benefits from those sacred beasts. So that's the benefit of playing sacred beasts itself. While on my right side we have Charles playing Yujutsu. As I said before, Yujutsu is pretty much to counter any aggressive players, because you know we are in an aggressive format at the moment still. With the aggressive players out there, they want to rush you with Lancelot, they want to rush you with Kukulu Living Flame, they want to get a lot of burn spell into you, and obviously Yujutsu has the ability to prevent that from happening majority of the time, because you know what, if you go kill me ASAP in the early game, you'll be on free resource, I'll be mana ramping up, and I'll be dropping Excalibur X and then dropping Alice at the same time, putting a 1919 onto the battlefield, and you have to try to kill me once more. And not only that, he can actually flash in Alice and then get more beta on the battlefield, which is one of the worst matchup for Red in general, because Red try to finish you off in the early game, but however, if you somehow drop a big resident on the field and they can't finish it off, they're in a lot of trouble, because a lot of aggressive players doesn't have a lot of finishes outside of Lancelot majority of the time, and maybe Susanoo. But however, Susanoo will be costing 6 resources to play, because you know it doesn't allow you to cast it for free resource, because your opponent most likely will not control a dragon type on the field. So let's get back to the game itself. Currently, life point wise 4,000 compared to 4,000. In the opening hand, I did have a Elvish Priest in hand, but my opponent did have one open Magic Stone, so I was afraid of the Whirlwind. So I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna risk that. I'm not gonna run into Whirlwind. If I run into Whirlwind, that will pretty much ruin my entire play. So at this point, I'm gonna try to do as much as I can, like when it comes to like setting up and so on. So I think red on no Magic Stone, but I didn't get a red-green Magic Stone, so I am a little behind. But however, I did drop the Hydromonica, and Hydromonica, which will allow me to shoot out any cards from my deck and put on top of my deck by paying 2 resource, which is kind of key, because this is a combo based deck and you want to get all of your combo base in your hand. So for example, you want to get your Feasting, you want to get into your Hulong, you want to get any cards you need, you want to get into your sideboard cards ASAP. Hydromonica is pretty much your another copy of your sideboard or another copy of your main board card you don't play. So which is a very valuable card, and not a lot of people plays it for some reason, but I value Hydromonica very importantly. As I said before in my previous videos, Hydromonica allows you to tutor for any card and leave on top of the deck, which allows you to top deck something really important. For example, if you're versing like a massive Guiber field, you can actually search for Sign to the Future or search into Susanoo if you necessarily need to. So yeah, at the moment not much has changed at the moment, because both players are playing very defensively and setting up, and obviously I'm in a situation that I'm always setting up at the same time. And I did drop the Feasting during my turn, because I just drew into it. I just want to drop into it because obviously during my opponent's turn you can't really do much against it, because if he wants to cancel it, he can cancel it on now, because but forcing him to waste a lot more resource, so I don't have to worry about it too much. If he doesn't then. So yeah, and so yeah, I didn't bait out the cancel spell, so most likely there was no cancel spell in his hand from my point of view. So I'll see what I can do in this current situation. Currently, life point wise 4,000 compared to 4,000. Not much has changed at the moment, but it does worry me that Charles has 4 resources open, so I'm not sure what he has in play. So at the moment, I'm trying to do some minor damage, hope the Gretel gets in, but most likely he will block it. He wouldn't want to take any minor damage, because obviously you want to save the Yujutsu as much as you can. I do have 4 resources in play, and I choose the Judgment, because obviously if I do Judgment, which allow me to cancel any spell he plays in the following play, so allows me to somehow survive like any massive play he does. And he does play Sign to the Future, and he does use Sign to the Future and targeting my Elvish Priest and Feasting. I attempt to cancel it with my own cancel spell and see if he can respond to it. I'm pretty sure he doesn't, but he does have a Cakestone in hand, so meaning that he didn't have Zig or Wind and Light Seal, so meaning that my Feasting and my Feasting and my Elf Priest is gone, but it doesn't worry to me too much because I do have a Hydromonica to search out my Feasting if necessary I need to, and I also have Reflective Frame to tutor for any card at the same time. So I have two ways of searching out my key cards I need. So at the moment I'm not worried too much in the current situation. So let's see now. At the moment I'm still worried because I'm not sure what he's trying to do in this current situation. As I said before, he has 5 resources to play with, and yeah, and has a 0-8 on the field, which allows him to block any majority of my attacks. So I'm kind of a little worried, but again, it depends what he does. If he's past his turn, I'm expecting a lot of reaction spells, and I only have 1 card in hand, so I hope he doesn't have any reaction type of spell in hand. It looks like he's paying 5, so he is currently tapped out. He's gonna drop a I can't remember what's it called again. The 12 beast. I can't remember what it's called. The one that has the Susano Sword's ability. When it deals damage to the Resonator, deals damage back to your opponent. It's 15-15. Current ceiling on 5 is a 5 resource, 2 green and 3 colors. So which does allow him, you know, gain a lot of advantages like with defensive and offensive wise. When you attack your opponent, my bad. When you attack your opponent, doesn't block, my bad. Not as good as Susano Sword, but when you declare an attack, pretty much it kills. If it kills your opponent's Resonator, you burn damage directly to your opponent. And I do tutor into my Feasting because obviously I want to use my Hulong next turn and gain the ability to get access to red. So he is tapped out, so I don't have to worry too much. And I'm still at my end phase. I'm not end phase, he's my opponent's end phase. I was debating should I flip over or not, and I choose not to flip over because I think I might have the opportunity to bounce back my opponent's Resonator if I necessarily need it, if I want to go for the power play. But I think that was a little mistake that I did because I shouldn't have done that. So what I should have done is just flip back to my normal because most likely I will not be attacking anytime soon. And I'll drop the Hulong in play, and Hulong will gain access to all 4 Sacred Beasts because Feasting for red, I have White Stone, I have Blue Stone, and I have Green Stone automatically. So pretty much all 4 Sacred Beasts will come out to gain all the enter abilities from play. So I'm gonna get all 4 of my Sacred Beasts out and put it on the stack. Most likely I will do the draw, the bounce, the burn, and then the heal. So gaining more life point, putting my opponents a lot harder to kill me in this range. So yeah, this is most likely a very long mid-rangey or control matchup. So you obviously both playing green, so you have to avoid each other's cancel spell. So luckily for me, he is tapped out, so I don't have to worry about getting cancelled at all. So which was a worry about in the first place. So I'm going to drop all of my 4 Sacred Beasts now, as I said before. I'm going to drop the, I'm not Phoenix first? I didn't remember. Oh no, I actually dropped the Dragon. Dropped in Dragon to draw a card. Dropping the Turtle, targeting, I think it's just target anything I want. Just target the Beast. And then targeting the Fruit Basket with my Phoenix and healing 800 life point from the Tiger. So killing the Fruit Basket, meaning has no defenders to defend that much from my point of view. And then, obviously that beast is the problem, but however I still have Reflective Frame on the field, which can bounce a card, and I draw into my cancel spell, which I can cancel any play if necessary needed. So at this point I was thinking, should I really attack and force the bounce back? But then again I was like, nah, it's not really worth it. What if he has signed into the future? So I'm rather not run into a sign into the future again. Because he already used 1 sign in the future, got rid of my Feasting and my Elvish Priest, so not looking too good for all that. So meaning I was like fearing the sign in the future, so on. So let's see. Field wise, Gretel, Elvish Priest, Hulong, Feasting, Dragon, Turtle, Phoenix, and Tiger compared to one of the Divine Beasts. Not Divine Beast, one of the 12 Beasts, I can't remember what it's called. He's going to declare an offensive play now. He's going to try and attack into one of my cards. Most likely will attack me directly, but most likely he will attack my cards. He's killing the card off the field and burning damage directly at the same time, so very, very strong. He's just bringing the Turtle will deal damage to it or not. Most likely it will not deal damage to it because as soon as I block the attack, the next damage will be dealt to it is Preventer. So he's attacking to my Elvish Priest, one of my Rampers. So I was thinking, I wasn't sure about the ruling with the Turtle, so I was like, I'd rather not risk losing the Turtle at the moment, so I block with something else, I believe, from this point. I was thinking, should I block with anything at all, with my Hulong or whatever, but Hulong is still a bit weak, or should I bounce back with my bounce back with my Reflective Frame, but I do decide to block with the Gretel because you know what, Gretel did his job, is a chump blocker now. Sure, I'll take a 100 damage, but not 100 damage, I'll take a few damage, but however, I already healed 800 life point from the Tiger, so meaning I'm not too worried at the moment. He's gonna pass turn without being untapped, so meaning I'm expecting a lot of reaction play, so it's just dropping Alice or dropping a lot of cancel spell in general. So I'm gonna leave my Reflective Frame on the J rule side still, so I can actually cancel any place if I need to. So at the moment he is 6 open, so I could go for some aggressive play now. See if I can deal with his resonator and also his 6 open resource. I'm gonna attack him direct for 400 point damage and see if he drops anything. If he drops anything, then I'll prevent it from happening using my cancel spell. He decided to take it, so meaning I'm not expecting any cancel spell at all, or not cancel spell, expecting any flashing card. So I'll attack directly again with my Hulong, attack it again with my Tiger. And let's see, does he have anything? I'm still waiting for a respawn, but he doesn't look like he has any at this point in time. So he's thinking about, he does take it, which does put him down to 1,600. And again, I'm going very aggressive, putting very low life point. So yeah. At the moment, he's currently sitting on 800 life, so I do not want to knock him down to 0 right away yet, because obviously most of my Resonate is currently tapped out, so I don't want to, you know, force him to get the Jutsu out, get the Excalibur and the Alice out ASAP. For some reason, I attacked with the Elvish Priest, and I thought I'd use the effect from the dragon, but I actually didn't use the effect from dragon. I actually attacked him directly for 100 for some odd reason. So yeah, don't know much about why I did that, because maybe I wasn't thinking as much. And during the end phase, he's not flashing, but I do have Whirlwind, which does cancel his Alice from coming to play. There's one less Alice for me to worry about, so meaning I don't have to worry too much. So meaning also it cancel his Excalibur already. So not Excalibur. Did I cancel Excalibur? I don't think so. I wasn't sure. So yeah, I think I canceled one of his Excalibur, but I wasn't sure. So yeah, one less to worry about, and let's see what he can do. He's trying to attack me again directly, and I'm going to attempt to bounce it back to his hand, so meaning that he has less resonance to block with and so on. I don't have to worry about it too much. And force him to hard cast that once more, because obviously when it comes to fuel wise, I'm in advantage at the moment with, like, again, Elvish Priest, Feasting, Hulong, and one of each of Sacred Beasts in play. And he dropped an Alpha. Now that really surprised me, so I actually cancelled it with my Seal Wind and forced him to either cancel it or force him to tap out. If not, then during my next turn, I can just bounce it back with my Reflective Rain. So at the moment, I'm just trying to force him out to use the Cake Stone, but he doesn't seem to have the Cake Stone at the moment, so which is a good thing for me. So meaning, from this point of view, I think I should go for game now, because I'm already within range. And I'm going to use the Dragon's ability to pump all my other Sacred Beasts +2/+2. And obviously gain more orbs, more counters from the orb I threw into. So let's see now what he can do. He's down to 200 life points, so a single attack from here will be lethal, but however, he will get out the Alice really easily on the battlefield. So let's see. I'm gonna attack with the weakest one, so obviously with Feasting, attack him directly. Put him down to 1, which does trigger down the what do you call it, the Yujutsu, and getting out Alice and Excalibur at the same time. So now I have to do a lot of damage into it, or I can bounce it back with Reflective Rain, which I do attempt to do at the moment. But however, I'm not sure does he have any protection spell for protecting it at the moment. But at the same time, and sorry, that was my phone. Sorry about that. He tried to, I'm not sure if he tried to protect it or not, but however, even if he does try to protect it, it will cost him 2 more resource, because Excalibur says whenever a player targets it, so even himself, he has to pay 2 resource. So I do bounce it back successfully, and I swing in easily for game at the moment. So yeah, that's the game, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please stay tuned for game 2.